EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the City of Angels, Los Angeles, California. And we are underway from SoFi Stadium. And the opening kickoff will not be returned, as that will be a touchback. On the ground, it's Brooks to start the drive. And that is the kind of tackling they want to see all game, as he'll lose yardage to start things out. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down. You talk about this Rams defense. Right now in the National Football League, they're ranked number 18 against the pass.
And I think you're going to see some changes in the offseason, whether it's through the draft, free agency, maybe even both. They definitely need some help in the secondary.
Calling a gain of 3 on the play. And 3rd and 8 now. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series, they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
That is caught, and he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. With these run-pass options, we often talk about a good quarterback and running back. Well, having a talented wide receiver helps also.
Yeah, even coming in 3rd in the discussion, sometimes that means he really should be first, because all you want to do is get the ball in their hands and let them make the big plays downfield.
And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
38-yard line, 2nd and 9. And now they'll shift things around. Now Stewart, 2nd down. Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. 22 yards there, a first down.
I'd have to say that whenever you see a good post route run, they do not like to let it end without the catch. Hence, that great diving play.
Yeah, lay it up there, let him go get it, and he got it. So from Rams territory now, it's 1st and 10, right at the 40. Now a give to Brooks running right. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
If you're looking for glory, looking to get your name in the headlines, you do not want to play nose tackle. But how about what we just saw there? The ability to hold people up, take on extra blocks, and actually slip them and make a tackle on that play. That's big time.
Second down, here's Stewart. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And he will bring it back. It's an interception return for a Rams touchdown. Well, just an excellent play there by the defense to not only pick it but take it back, because Charles looked like they were in a groove passing the football, several completions until that mistake.
It certainly did appear to be locked in, and with how this offense is moving along, I know we certainly didn't expect to see a pick to end the series. Whatever the cause was, maybe they took one of those scripted plays. Maybe the defender just made a great read. It has certainly quickly changed the tone of this one.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up second. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage. Well, that's absolutely going to fire this defense up. They made it their mission to deny that completion, and they came through with a nice hit and knocked it incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Here's Stewart to throw it. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And fourth down now coming up.
Well, they've moved the ball okay here in these first 2 drives, but this one's going to, again, amount to nothing. They've got to start dialing up some plays that allow them to finish drives with points.
So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. Fielded at about the 28. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. So a good punt, but a solid 12-yard return. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. So good field position for the Rams as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Back to throw, Ritter. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Myles Garrett, what a season he continues to have, his 15th sack of the campaign.
And so much for that great field position to start the game. Now they're way behind the sticks. Can't wait to see what their second down call is going to look like now.
Going play action, Ritter. Pass complete across the formation to Melton. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a 1st down. Shotgun snap and a give to Benson. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. And the Rams had 8-6 now on the year. And Charles, they were losers last time out. What do you think they need to do differently here?
Well, I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching it, but the attitude has to be what's done is done. Let's move on. Put that one behind them, galvanize themselves, and go forward and get a win in this one.
Looking to throw it here. Ritter. Short throw into the hands of Jordan. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. The Rams, they are on the move. They've got another 1st down.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not even going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
play action. Here's Ritter. And he's got his receiver, Cooper. And he's going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown. Amari Cooper hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Rams have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Extra point forthcoming. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be fielded in the end zone, but no move to bring it out. So it'll be a touchback, and that ball will be placed at the 30. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. $14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. The Vikings with the football here to begin the second quarter as they are looking at a 2nd down and 6 coming up. They'll send a receiver here in motion right. He'll get an opportunity with it on the touch pass. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. They'll come up now, 3rd and 3. They'll try and run here with Brooks. They're just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
A lot depended on the spot there, and he got it, but it wasn't by much, was it? I remember Coach Madden talking about, depending on which foot the official used, that would tell you whether you had the first down or not. You want that upfield foot to be the one that spots the ball, don't you?
And you and I have the luxury of a couple extra views here in the booth, and he did get it, but not by much. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Once again, it's Brooks. And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd down at 7. Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. And he will bring it back. It's an interception return for a Rams touchdown.
Nice play, man.
Wow, this one, it is getting out of hand early. They add a pick 6 to the ledger now. 3-score lead still in the first half.
And all that celebrating that you see and hear from those defenders is not just because they scored a touchdown on a pick 6. It's because they're pitching a shutout in this one. Every defender's dream.
The Rams kickoff team on the field, and here we go with the ball in the air. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer, because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
A gain of 3, second down.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Well, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
Going to go play action. Here's Stewart. He'll let this go for the end zone. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Nico Collins halfway to 100 now with career touchdown number 50. And the Vikings get a bit closer. Extra point splits the uprights, and they'll cut the lead to 21-7. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And the returner down to a knee, and this will come out to the 30-yard line. The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. For this offense, Charles, remember the last time they were out here, marched it nearly the full length of the football field, and a lot of the attack went through the air, so now they're seeing if they can duplicate that performance.
Okay, if I show my age a little bit, partner, because I can hear my high school coach, John Ford. I can hear his voice in my head. Laddie, when you put the ball in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. But the way the game's being played now, this is just part of what they do, so I don't think they should change anything at all. They've been dominant. Keep throwing it around.
Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Meanwhile, Ritter's throw pulled in by Melton. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it's second down.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
Two minutes remaining in this first half of football. Now 2nd and 3. Ritter with it after the play fake. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. So here's a 3rd and 14. Ritter off the play fake. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, L.A. Bo Melton, 52 yards. And the Rams take a 3-touchdown lead. Well, they went play action there and set it up nicely for him. I mean, he can flat fly, and they hit him downfield.
And it doesn't take much to create that extra bit of space that a guy of his speed needs. If you go play action, all you want is just a moment where the guy's covering, take their attention somewhere else, and then he's by him. And once he's by him, there's no catching him. As they always like to say, if a receiver's even to a defensive back, that means he's leaving.
Unless that DB is Charles Davis, right?
In that case, he left me a long time ago.
Come on now.
Trust me.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
And that's caught inside the 30. A big play there for Minnesota. 49 yards.
So often when we're watching a football game, we see one with a lot of ebbs and flows, and this one is no different. And sometimes you just need a big play to wake you up a bit. And they get one right there. That shot of caffeine this offense was looking for.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
They'll run straight ahead with Brooks. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3. And it's 2nd down.
The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play.
And they'll come up 2nd and 7.
Here's a quick throw out left. That's caught. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a 1st down.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taken them no time at all to get down here, and now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Stewart sets to throw. And it'll be intercepted. And nothing but daylight ahead. And he will bring it back. It's an interception return for a Rams touchdown. A big play there by the rookie. An interception followed by the return for 6 points.
If you want to be accepted by your teammates and coaching staff, make plays like that.
Point after, right down the middle. And a route is on here in this first half.
So not much time to work with here. 9 seconds remain in the half as this one is away. This one fielded in the end zone. He'll opt not to bring it out. A touchback, and they'll begin at the 30-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
And with only 9 seconds remaining, well, not much time, we'll see how they play this.
To throw is Stewart. Throwing after the interception. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Jair Alexander.
And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half.
And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. The Rams going to get the football first here, and they look to build on their lead as the second half gets started. They'll start on the ground with Benson. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
Ritter going to change it up.
2nd and 6. Open man is Samuel, complete. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And 3rd and 1 now.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Rams first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Now they'll change things up. Off the play fake, it's Ritter.
That's caught inside the 20. And he is down deep into Minnesota territory. A big play there for L.A. 43 yards.
So 1st and 10. And if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. And a great job there to read that one defensively. They strung him out, would not allow him to cut upfield.
Now, they did get a little gain on this play, but all in all, a nice job defensively against the touch pass. They were able to string it out towards the sideline and never let him get the corner and turn it upfield for a bigger chunk of yardage.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams.
Trey Benson
with touchdown number 23 here on the year.
And the Rams take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
This will be taken in the end zone, and no run back forthcoming, so they will bring it out to the 30-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10.
In motion right, that's Collins. On 1st and 10, it's Brooks.
Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
You've got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. Play action. Stewart.
Oh, that'll be incomplete. Oh, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
The good signal callers will never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. In motion left comes Brown. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
And you can tell just by looking at them that this offense is a frustrated unit. Things are really unraveling here, and as a head coach, time to earn your paycheck. You've got to find a way to keep it together as that brings up another fourth down.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this third quarter as they'll go for it on fourth down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. A surprising move to go for it, and predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And the Rams get the football in outstanding field position. First down, here's Ritter. He's got the hook up downfield to Samuel. Touchdown! Curtis Samuel halfway to 100 now with career touchdown number 50. And the Rams are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. The Rams kickoff team on the field, and here we go with the ball in the air. He will return this from deep in the end zone, and only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
Now a throw here, hauled in. And he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line. Here is third down and 4. Up the middle with Brooks here. And the broken tackle helps lead to a first down gain. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
And Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does? It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key first downs and big runs.
And he'll scratch out a yard up to the 30, and that's all.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
On second down now, Knowles. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. 1 quarter remains here in Week 16. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Vikings on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is third down and 12. And the Rams got it. They bring him down. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead them to fourth down.
But one thing I do know, these guys on defense, they don't want this game to end. They're winning by multiple touchdowns. They've shut down the opposing quarterback in a big way, and they're still picking up sacks as we approach the end of this one.
On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. That's taken on the 25. Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25. And the Rams are going to start this drive in great field position as they take over.
First and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. They run over center with Benson.
And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 15, and the Rams have a first down.
And I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this fourth quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game. Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
I tell you, they didn't give it to him much for the first 3 quarters, but when they have, he's been efficient. Maybe they ride him more here down the stretch.
Man, I'm not sure it was actually in the game plan for him to have as few carries as he has, but it might play out really well for them now. As you noted, if they want to ride him down the stretch, he should have fresh legs.
And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Ritter now.
And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, L.A.
Bo Melton
with his second TD of the game, his 6th on the year.
And the Rams look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this fourth quarter.
Point after, right down the middle. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. The Rams kickoff team on the field, and here we go with the ball in the air.
Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And the decision to bring it out, kind of a costly one, as he won't make it back to the 20.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat.
And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield.
67 yards on the ground for him now as he's done that on 15 carries.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
They'll stay on the ground with Brooks.
And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
2nd and 5. Here's a handoff to Brooks.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher. 3rd and 6.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
3rd down and 6.
Had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they've forced in this runaway contest.
it. They're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They'll try and throw it with Stewart. And now here is another interception. Still going inside the 20. And he will bring it back. It's an interception return for a Rams touchdown. Well, an impressive performance just became a little bit more impressive. Here as they add yet another score to the ledger late in the 4th quarter.
And not much has stopped them at any point in this game, partner. This is just an old-fashioned blowout right here. They probably could have put the brakes on themselves, but they elected not to and played this one all the way out.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away.
This will be returned from deep in the end zone. And he probably wishes he would have sat on that one. Instead, he's only able to get this up beyond the 15-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Here's a 2nd and 5.
And a short gain there, so get it up only to about the 24.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
The Rams calling on their nickel set here defensively for 3rd down.
On 3rd down, they go with Brooks.
Yeah, this is only going to be a gain of 2. He needed 3. It's 4th and 1.